YouTube, g'day mate, how are you? Got much on? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for checking out another video. Pretty quick on today. Just going to go through my top 5-6 loadouts. Actually go through my entire loadout screen to show you how I set my loadouts up for in-game. Keeping it pretty chilled. Obviously, the game is super balanced at the moment, so there are a lot of viable weapons, which I'm really enjoying. Anything from the Kilo to the AMAX to the DMR, if you're still down for that life, is still quite viable. So great job to the devs. Hopefully they can keep it up and not break any more weapons in the future. Like I said, pretty quick one. If you haven't already, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel with bell notifications on, just so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks again. Let's get straight into it. Also, quick shout out, this Saturday the 28th, the MOTUS guys are running a little tournament. The event is actually for charity, so there is a prize involved. I'll put all the details below in the link to this video. You can register. It's a duos tournament. They've built a website. It's super easy. If you're looking for a bit of fun, a bit of competition on Saturday, dial in, and it's open to everyone, so tell your mates. Like I said, linked below. Thanks. Okay, so here we have loadout screen, typical loadout screen that everybody has, obviously. I will go through why I name things in the way I do, and also what the bottom section mean for me. But I'll give you my top 6 at the moment of my favorite loadouts. So I weirdly name them by whether they're sniping or close range. I go through this just so I'm nice and quick, so I can see what I'm doing. Obviously I use them all the time, so I kind of know what's what anyway. But my number one loadout at the moment, which is my go-to, is my Snipe FFAR KAR class setup. So on the FFAR, you want to rock the agency suppressor to keep you off the map. The 19.5-inch task force barrel is what I've been using. The bruiser grip for better recoil control. I use the Salvo 50 round fast mag, and then you can either mix it up between an optic. I've been using the Microflex LED as my 5th attachment. If you're happy with the irons, then you can actually run the SAS combat stock, which gives you a much better movement speed and shooting while shooting as well, which is incredible. True Game Data did a video of this recently. You actually move faster while strafing and firing than you do without firing. It's crazy. So worth checking it out if you can get used to the irons. I generally run it with the Microflex LED. That's probably my loadout of choice at the moment. The KAR classic Modern Warfare weapon, obviously. You want the mono suppressor like every other gun in Modern Warfare. The longest barrel is the go-to for this, for bullet velocity. I use a tac laser for ADS speed. The sniper scope is a must. And then recently I've just made this shift to the STVOL precision comb stock. This is an interesting one. It actually gives you better idle sway when you ADS. So the gun actually, when you ADS, it goes exactly where you're pointing it, which is a really interesting thing to try out. Ordinarily, I used to run a rear grip, but yeah, shift to the precision comb, and I've actually really enjoyed using this weapon recently. So that's my KAR. That's my number one loadout. EOD, because if you're slide cancelling, there's no real need for double time, although there is a slight advantage to your movement speed, but EOD, just for that added protection from explosives. Use Overkill because I'm running 2 primaries, and Amped for that weapon switch, especially when you're using a close range-ish build and a KAR or a sniper. It's really important to have Amped on. Semtex, just because the C4s are like throwing a pancake, and then heartbeat sensor is my go-to. My next loadout, number 2, is the AMAX. Obviously a beast. It's AMAX Mach 10. On the AMAX, I run the monolithic suppressor, the Zodiac barrel. I use the Commando foregrip, I switch between the VLK and the Blue Dot Holo, Corp Combat Holo. It really depends on how I've been playing that day, but VLK is generally what I go with. And then obviously you need the 45 round mag. So that's the AMAX build. The Mag 10, really interesting build. I've been trying it out recently, is the Agency Suppressor, the 5.9 inch Task Force barrel, no undermount, which is really interesting, no underbarrel. The 53 round drum mag and the no stock attachment. And then I've been trying out this airborne elastic wrap recently, which has been a build that's suggested by Spiros. This is his build at the moment, so I've been giving it a crack and really enjoying it. Generally, people always run the Salvo 53 round mag. It actually gives you slower ADS speed, and the reload time is minimal difference. So I've been running the drum mag. So that's my Mag 10 build at the moment. EOD, Overkill, Amp, Semtex, Heartbeat, pretty similar across the board, so I won't go into too much detail on those. This is my Modern Warfare class. It's a M4 and a MP5. Just when I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic, drop this one. So again, monolithic suppressor. I use the Grenadier barrel, the Commando foregrip, the 60 round mag. It depends if I'm running quads or duos. Sometimes I switch down to the 50 round mag just for faster movement speed and ADS. And then I either mix this up, but I generally rock the Blue Dot on this Corp Combat Holo. That's my M4. And then MP5 classic barrel. We run the monolithic integral, the Merc foregrip for better hip fire spread. The 5mm laser is what I normally go with, and then the 45 round mag is also the go-to. So that's my MP5. Really great class. Like I said, feeling a bit nostalgic, go back to Modern Warfare times, I rock this. Again, EOD, Overkill amped, lethal Semtex. Sometimes I throw in, literally throw in the thermite just to mix it up. It's also been a great one if you're like playing duos or solo squatting, because you can block a doorway, heal up, reload, and then push back again. So yeah, sometimes I mix it up for a thermite, but generally a Semtex. My next class is a sniping class. It's the RAM SPR, bit of a classic one again, Modern Warfare. I really like the RAM. You'll see I use the RAM for a close setup as well later on, but really fast time to kill. And I built it out as a smaller build. So monolithic. I use the Forge Tac Eclipse. Do I? No, the 13.5 inch. I use the Commando foregrip, the 50 round mag, and then I generally run the tac laser just for ADS speed. Some people don't like the iron sights. You could put it on a dot sight or a combat holo if you wanted to, but this is more of a close range SMG build for the RAM, so generally go with iron sights. And then my SPR is a mono suppressor. I run the 26 inch barrel, the Sub-Zero sniper scope. You have to run either the 300 or the 338 just for the better damage. So I generally run the 300. I think that's got the better damage profile. And then I generally run a tac laser as well, just for that ADS walk speed and aim stability, obviously. So that's my secondary sniper loadout, number 4. Again, like I said, thermite. Often when I'm sniping, you get a little bit better range out of a thermite than you would with a Semtex, which is why I run that instead. EOD, Overkill amped for that quick switch. Bruin, it's been a classic. Switched back to using the Bruin recently. Obviously, if you build this out as an AR instead of a LMG, becomes super powerful. So monolithic, like with everything. I run the 26 inch barrel, the undermount, underbarrel Commando foregrip, because it does kick a little bit more. I sometimes alternate between that and the tac laser. Something that's super essential, obviously, is a 60 round mag, which makes this the AR. And then I've been running Corp Combat on this again with Blue Dot. So that's my Bruin build. Obviously a beast. It had a bit of a nerf, but I think because of the balancing now, every weapon, well, not every, but a lot of weapons are super viable. And I run this with my Mac 10, but my general setup, which is agency, 5.9 inch barrel, field agent foregrip, the 653 round mag, and then either no stock or the SAS combat stock. So this again gives you that really great movement speed, strafe movement speed when ADS. Really interesting build, worth checking it out if it's not something you've run before. So yeah, check it out. So that's my number 5, my close, Bruin, and Mac 10. Obviously you're limited with your numbers in here, so your word count. So got a bit of a funny M10 here instead of Mac 10, but it is what it is. And finally, my close range, my RAM for my primary is mono, the longest barrel, which is the FSS Ranger. Normally run tac laser, commando foregrip, and 50 round mag. If you don't like the irons, like I said, you could actually switch this out for a VLK, which is pretty good, and I'd switch it out for the tac laser. It has an interesting recoil pattern. I normally run the T-pose reticle on this as well, just to give a cleaner sort of iron sight, so cleaner scope sight. Like I said, interesting recoil pattern. It does go a bit to the left, which is unusual. A lot of people are used to recoil controlling which go to the right. So worth getting into a practice match and shooting this against the wall just to learn the recoil pattern if you don't already know it. And then the Mac 10, like I said, standard build, agency, 5.3 barrel, the field agent grip, 53 round mag, and sometimes I just rock the no stock instead of the rear grip with a field agent grip. So this again, a pretty standard build, worth checking out. EOD, overkill, amped, same old. Finally, I feel like that's enough variety in my loadouts. I think 5 is probably enough. I've thrown the Bruin back in recently, so I've been running that instead. My bottom 4 or bottom 3 are generally my ghost class. I've just reset up a sniper ghost class, which is sniper primary and a ghost, obviously. But I also run fully loaded in case I drop really late circle, or I've been to the gulag and I have to drop in 5th zone for my my loadout. Pretty good as well if you've just got your loadout, maybe purchase your loadout and you get the first loadout drop, you can grab fully loaded so you've got ammo. You don't need to get all your ammo up. So the way I run this is sniper, ghost. Obviously sniper is my primary. I can drop my primary if the zone is more of a sniping zone, then I'll drop my primary, my secondary, which might be an SMG for a sniper. Fully loaded, again, I may have got my ghost class off the rip for whatever reason, and then wanting to get a fully loaded SMG. The best way to do this is your SMG and your pistol ammo are the same ammunition. So I generally would do my normal build for an SMG, something maybe a little bit bigger, longer range build. And then for my secondary, instead of having, say, a Kimbo on something like this, I would normally run fully loaded. So the fully loaded gives you full ammo off straight away, which is really good late game. And then I'd normally run Ghost as my secondary perk instead of restock. Just depends on the game, but yeah, you could switch between Ghost and restock if it's a late game loadout you're looking for. Finally, I run an AR in the same fashion. I run the Growl because I find the Growl is such a great gun to use, so easy to use that I can use it without all the attachments. Like I said, the way you do this with a panic class, it's always what I call it, my panic class, is to switch out, say, if this would normally have a tac laser, you switch out your tac laser for the fully loaded perk, and then you pick it up and it has full ammo, which is really, really key. So obviously Ghost being essential, and then as your secondary, I used to also run a fully loaded secondary, but these are so powerful still, so I've been running the Diamatis as a secondary. Semtex, Heartbeat, sometimes switch to Heartbeat for stuns, like I said, late game, just depends on how I'm going. Double time, because generally I'm going to run for my life once I get the loadout, so I do run double time on this, but something to just be aware of. EOD obviously super powerful, so you can always run EOD. This is it basically. I run a dev loadout, which is my development class. If I'm going to be a noob and go into plunder, I no longer have multiplayer. I will use this dev class. So at the moment, leveling up the Tundra, I hear it's fantastic, and the AUG. So yeah, always run a dev just for my own personal use, so I don't have to keep switching my loadouts every time I want to level something up. So yeah, 10 loadouts worth checking out. Hit me up in the comments below if you like any of the builds here. I know there's a couple of interesting Mac 10 builds. Obviously my FFAR KAR is my go-to. It's been a solid favorite over the last few weeks. So yeah, thanks again for dialing in. Like I said, if you haven't already, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button with bell notifications on. And yeah, thanks for sticking around all the way to the end. Love you very much. Appreciate it. Bye.